either get, I mean, I think it's an incredible thing for a director more perhaps, but also for an actor, you know.
To see something
visualize
very, very
something
special coming
from
out.
a thought, it comes onto screen and you make people cry, make people laugh. But it's more selfish for me. I like getting affected by it myself. It could be an insignificant moment in a scene, but that'll give me a much, you know, harder pat on the back, or a more genuine sort of pat on the back than perhaps the scene in totality, if you see what I mean.
So where did you really feel good in Yeh Dillagi? Can you tell me a scene?
I don't know, as Naresh will tell you, I was quite hassled by the character in the initial stages of the film, because it was very difficult. I hadn't done anything close to it before. It's a responsible role in the film. A lot depends on it also. So I preferred the lighter portions. The important parts, it's not a very important scene, but things like the office sequences when Akshay takes me to the office the first day and I'm sort of leching at women's legs under the table. It's bizarre. I mean, we tried to take it to a bizarre extreme. I mean, the whole thing. Just, I don't know, make the character look a little more endearing and almost in a slightly kinky way. I mean, people don't normally react like that. It would have been funny without drooling, but we thought it would be more fun to drool.
Okay. And Akshay, could you talk about your top scene in the film?
Alright, there was this scene which was after the song. Which was that song?
Yeh Dillagi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The title song. There was a scene between me, Saif, and Said Jaffrey and Rimaji where
Our parents. And us.
where he comes and tells me, I mean, he's in love with Kajol for the first time, and the girl whom I love, he comes and tells me, and as a big brother, I feel, I'm going to say, yeah, he's my younger to me, so I have to give the sacrifice to him and say. So that
He's been arguing with his parents, saying that what's wrong with this girl? I mean, it's okay, she's a driver's daughter, but why can't she be accepted into this house? He's speaking from his point of view. And later on I tell him, thank you very much, it's really nice of you, I mean, great, hopefully they listen to you. And he's like, wait a minute, why are you saying this? And I'm saying, because I love her and you know now and you're going to get it. And he's like shocked because he loves her too. That's the scene. It's a good scene.
No, Akshay, I mean to ask you, do you enjoy the physical part of a role or the emotional? I mean, which are you more comfortable with?
Well, after doing that film, I mean, so I'm very comfortable both the ways now.
Okay, good. And Kajol, you must have got a lot of favorite moments in the film, so let's have your view.
My favorite moment, my favorite scene was actually the station scene, which I'm supposed to be like telling Saif, like, you're a playboy and you don't know what love means and what all that kind of stuff. I personally like that best.
And Naresh, tell me, I mean, after you finish a film, does it stay with you? Does the cast stay with you, or is there a sense of, parting?
The sense of parting is always there. I mean, after completion of a particular film, when you all know that this particular job is over now, and then we don't know when we will be working again together.
Almost a baby.
That feeling is always there. But of course, we are all together, as you can see, even after a year now today. And I think very soon we all will be working together again.
Okay. You've been an editor, so how much does that help you as a director, and vice versa, director as editor?
It helps a lot, actually, being an editor and then working on any kind of a subject. I think it helps a lot because you know exactly what is your requirement, you know exactly what are your, actually basically from your particular scene how much length you need, and in totality you can imagine the film in your mind.
Can I say something?
That really helps, yeah.
As an actor, he used to explain the scenes to us from an editor's point of view. Yeah, no, hey,
True,
and it's
true.
much better
That's
than
very
direct. It makes sense.
Even even when I used to explain, as you said, I used to explain it in such a way where, like to give them exact short divisions and ideas what is in
So
my mind.
you didn't do anything
Always
unnecessary. You didn't like waste yourself
Always
at any
helps.
point.
Yeah,
You didn't
producer
feel
liked
like
him
that.
because the roster was
Shut up.
Okay, so any of you guys going to see anything at the festival? Do you have time? Do you have the inclination?
I'm supposed to tell them. Actually, I just received a letter, yes, she told me. And I thought we all will be meeting here today. So I'll tell them now.
Okay.
Perhaps if more
Thank you.
more films like Dillagi go to the festival, then more actors will get involved in the entire thing. I don't know whose fault that is, but it's not really very high up on my agenda right now to watch it.
What kind of films would you like to watch at a festival?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. The festival films really are not, nice. But I don't pretend to be a great film. I like watching good films once in a while. I've seen some good. I mean, obviously, but that's not the world I live in, really. Is it?
But don't you think at film festivals you could become more aware? You could
I wish it would. It would be great. But that's not for me, no. I mean, maybe somebody else should become more aware of it.
Why not?
I'd love to work for somebody who wanted to make a film that would do well in the festival. I'm not going to make one. I don't think. I'm not really. I'm not being rude about it. I mean, it's wonderful. It's important. Cinema is an extremely strong medium, and the more festivals, the better. But it's not really my scene right now.
Kajol? Festivals and you.
Festivals and me, I don't know, it's like, it's there, I know it's there, it's happening, but it just depends whether I'm free tonight or not to go for it.
But do you feel the need to see films from different countries, Portugal, Hong Kong, Australia?
Not really, I'd like to know that what's happening, I mean, like in the sense that I'd like to know, okay, this film did well at the festival, or that film did well at the festival, or whatever. But I wouldn't necessarily go and watch the film for it.
Akshay?
Yeah.
Do you like seeing films from outside places?
You idiot!
Hey, I didn't say anything. Yeah. No, all of us love great movies. It's just that, I'm shooting in Swati Studios.
Sweaty?
Swati Studios. Yeah, you see?
No, can you tell me of any film you've seen at a festival and you sort of say, wow, this was it?
I've never been to a festival actually, so I wouldn't know exactly.
Or you've been to so many festivals.
I've been to
Naresh.
festivals,
Tell
yes,
me-
but it depends actually. As today time is changed, maybe after a very long time. There's like Saif, I can say. He feels that the festival films basically are only arty films. It's not like that actually. You can see so many commercial films like Yeh Dillagi is in festival or Dar is in festival, and they are not arty films. They are,
Commercial.
I think, commercial films.
No,
And those kind of
I
other
thought-
commercial films also.
I thought, like a festival is, okay, there's a festival tonight, and would I go and watch it? I mean, it's can I explain to you? It might take a minute, you can edit
Sure,
it later or
sure,
something, because
sure.
it's important that people don't think I'm a bimbo who only likes watching trash. I don't, I love watching great films. I do, I love watching great films. It's just that if my mind starts going, Fellini and, Bertolucci, I mean, they're great makers. At
But they
school I had
don't
the
work
privilege
here
of
right
studying
now.
some of the cinema. I think is beautiful. I've seen Eisenstein's films. They're wonderful. But it's got nothing to do with me right now. I mean, if I start going
Yeah,
and telling my director
makes
that,
sense.
hey, let's make a movie like this, I might just get a slap.
Mhm.
I'm serious. It's what I do. I have to live in that framework. Think with this. Hindi films are not going to change. For the last
It's a question
for
of
50 years,
not
100 years,
missing
haven't
what you
changed.
don't know.
I want to get better at this, and then I don't know. It's not my thinking right now.
Okay, last question. Do you think you can change the movies, become better, become more entertaining, become more meaningful?
I think they are already becoming. If you see the films from the last 10 years, I think this year or maybe the previous year, I think we are changing. The subjects are changing. We are taking bolder subjects like Yashi made Lamhe, Dar. These are, I think, different films than the general Hindi people used to make. They're very different
And I
films,
think
and
now
most of
people
and
have
after
realized
becoming
that different films, different subjects are
They do
working.
well.
Strange. I mean, not strange, but basically completely, totally different subjects from the normal course of filmmaking is doing well. So I think even smaller producers than Mr. Yash Chopra are willing to take a risk now, rather than make the commercial, same old
so
crap.
trend is definitely changing for the
Yeah.
better.
Film's
No
a
doubt
film.
about
I mean,
it.
a film's a story. You should. I think as an actor, everyone tries to do their bit without trying to sound pompous, arrogant. I'm nowhere near the standard of acting I hope to reach someday. But we all try and do our little bit to try and lend it some sort of authenticity, or try and make it, a little better than it was. But I think it's the way I view it right now is more of a challenge
Mhm.
than as trying to change anything. Just trying to exist within the framework is pretty taxing in itself. wanting to change it could look like an excuse for me at this stage, so I can't afford to say that. Yeah, you know, people say, oh, first do it, and then talk about changing it.
Okay, so we leave the last word to the most quiet person in this quartet, Akshay Kumar. You have the last word.
What do you want me to say about the film festival?
Let's say, do you want films to
Cock-a-doodle.
change, or do you want films to change? Do you want them to become
I
better?
did it. I did it.
Well, about so 2 days back, I just read this book. And the quotation says, do you mind me saying
Which
that?
book?
Okay, there was just a small quotation. When a film goes for this festival, the producer starts crying, where did I go wrong? I mean, it's like, I don't mean it, it's just a thing I read there.
When the
Film
film
goes
goes
for
for the
a
festival,
festival.
the producer starts crying and asking, like, where did I go wrong?
Commercially. But as well as
Being
Akshay,
appreciated,
oh.
basically.
Well,
Saif, you're a
great.
tube light.
Great, great, great.
Okay, thanks you.
Okay, bye,